Hello, hello, hello. It is 1 p.m. here in the Netherlands and noon for those of you that are joining us in the UK. And we are live for our very special announcement. My name is Lubna, and I'm here with...
You're here with Gail. I'm Gail Edwards, and I'm in the UK. And we have our other co-host. Over to you.
Hi, my name is Woon, and I'm here also in London, in Croydon, in the UK. So excited!
It is very exciting. Come on, Lubna, let's tell everyone, why are we here?
Well, I'm just checking if we're actually live, considering this is very first one. I'm very live with me live, so I'm checking my phone.
I could see it on my Facebook screen.
I can see it on my laptop. We're definitely live.
We're live. We're live. Yes, well, what started with a thought last year, something that had been roaming around in my head for quite some time, and I didn't share with anyone until September 2019 when Gail, after me telling her to get her butt to the Netherlands, actually got on a plane and came to the Netherlands just because I said to get her butt on a plane.
Well, you were so, forceful, and you were so certain, Lubna, that, this was going to be the best thing for me, that I had no choice. Of course I had to get on the plane.
So she did. And before we went into a mastermind, Gail said to me, what should we have for dinner? I'm like, if you're asking me, there's only one thing, absolutely one thing that I would love to have for dinner. And it requires these things.
I haven't got mine.
Little did I know that I was saying sushi to another sushi addict, because she's, I love sushi. And I'm like, oh, there's another one.
Yeah.
And whilst we were waiting for the sushi, I shared with Gail, you know what? I have a very crazy idea that's been in my mind for quite some time. And that is to start a Facebook community called the Entrepreneurs Sushi Club. Because there must be more entrepreneurs who adore sushi.
Exactly. We're not the only ones.
Surely. We are not the only ones.
As we came to find out.
Yeah. And just like I'm persistent and determined, Gail said to me, you grab your laptop right now and create that Facebook group right now. So I did, because you do not say no to someone who's that determined.
You're kind of getting the theme here, aren't you? Birds of a feather.
Passion and persistence. Don't say no to those. So I did, but still, I didn't do anything with it. I didn't launch it. I didn't share it with the world until fast forward 3 months later. We were at an event where all three of us were speakers. And Woon was just introducing himself as the podcast expert. And another thought popped in my mind. I'm like, imagine an Entrepreneurs Sushi Club podcast. Wouldn't that be an absolute amazing and crazy idea at the same time?
It was crazy.
It certainly was.
It was such a winning idea. I think it's just like a winning idea.
To be honest, it didn't take us very much to convince you to get involved, did it, Woon? It was kind of like, oh yeah, I'm doing that.
Yeah, it was crazy because we were all speaking on Sunday and we were back-to-back speakers as well.
Yeah.
It was like, wow.
It was
that
crazy.
idea was just amazing.
Yeah, well, guys and girls, if you're listening to this live or on the replay, share your crazy ideas. You might be thinking it's too crazy, it's too out there. Just share them with one or two people. Before you know it, you're here live on Facebook with a special announcement because, ladies and gentlemen, it is...
Hold on, drum roll.
It is with absolute honor and a lot of gratitude that I can say that the Entrepreneurs Sushi Club podcast, co-hosted by Gail Edwards, Woon Tan, and myself, is live!
Woo! 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 It certainly is. And, Lubna's doing herself a little bit of an injustice here. So let's just really get to the heart of this. This was Lubna's crazy idea that she was a little bit kind of hesitant about voicing initially. Then when she did voice it, she voiced it to the right person who was equally crazy as her when it came to sushi. And as a result of that, we never really let it drop. We kind of was trying to feel out how was it going to be, what were we going to do. And then meeting Woon was like divine intervention. And it was Lubna who actually stood up after Woon did his talk, his speech. And in it, he actually asked the question. I'll find the Entrepreneurs Sushi Club on Spotify. So Woon asked the question, and the question was, well, who's actually going to do a podcast? Now we've had the chat and I've given you some info. Who's actually going to step up and do it? And Lubna from the back of the room launched herself almost to the front of the room, put her hand up and said, in fact, didn't even wait to be asked, right? She just announced, I'm going to do the Entrepreneurs Sushi Club podcast. We're launching. And so me then decided, right, I need to go around with a pen and paper and see who in here likes sushi and would like to be on our podcast when it launches. And it really was as quick as that, but it was Lubna taking that firm action, that positive step forward that launched the rest of us into actually being here and being able to bring you the Entrepreneurs Sushi Club podcast now, which is so good. So back to you, Libby.
Mm-hmm. Well, Woon, how do you feel? Now we're live.
I mean, it's very exciting. It's, I mean, we've got some very, very exciting episodes lined up. And I know we've got some really good guests that we've got interviewed. And to me, this is the most exciting thing, to be able to connect with the guests and just working with you guys, right? I mean, we've got 4 episodes up. And the first 4 episodes are really an introduction to ourselves and our backstory and how we got to here. And I highly encourage anyone who is watching this to check us out. We each come from slightly different background, but we've got plenty to offer. And really, the podcast is here to have to allow us to have fun, share our stories, and like help. Hopefully, that you guys listening would learn something from the personal journeys of all these entrepreneurs who are absolutely adoring sushi and want to get together, have fun, have a good conversation.
Absolutely. And you know, the premise of the Entrepreneurs Sushi Club is that we connect through our love of sushi, there's no doubt. But we also love business as well. That's why we're entrepreneurs and we're business owners. So if you're one of those, if you're a little bit quirky, just like us, got a little bit of a thing going on for sushi, but also love doing your business, then come and join us. Check us out. We've got a community here on Facebook as well as our podcast. But there is a stipulation. There's one stipulation for being part of that community. What is it, Lubna?
Yeah, what shall I say? There's absolutely one very essential life-altering stipulation.
Life-altering, yes.
You have to adore sushi.
Oh, yeah. We don't want any of those people that say, oh, yeah, it's all right. No, you're not. No. You're not our person. Sorry.
No. And to be honest,
we've had a few of those, haven't we? We've had a few people say, oh, well, you know, I suppose, yeah, it's all right. I wouldn't mind joining your club. No, sorry, babes, you're not for us.
No, because and for those of you that are wondering now, oh my God, a podcast only about sushi. We're not just talking about sushi. It's the reason that it's called the Entrepreneurs Sushi Club is we're talking about ourselves as entrepreneurs and the entrepreneur journey, the highs and the lows, but we're also talking about sushi. Bearing in mind, I can talk days about sushi.
Oh yeah, you could. I reckon.
So we have the stipulation of you need to adore sushi. If I were to ask you what's your favorite sushi, without Googling, you need to be able to tell me.
California crunch roll.
California roll.
For me, it's a salmon roll.
And you won't be only hearing from us on the Sushi Club podcast because we found more crazy people just like us, and we have some amazing guests lined up for the podcast episodes that are coming out every week. So if you want some juiciness, get yourself subscribed to our podcast, and please let us know your feedback. And if you know of any guests that we should absolutely invite to our podcast, share it with us.
Or even if you want to be a guest yourself, if you think, actually, do you know what? I thought I was strange. Now I realise that I'm just normal. There are other normal, crazy, strange people like me. Come and join us. As long as you love sushi, you're welcome.
Yep. And as long as you're an entrepreneur that wants to have a fun conversation, we're here.
We certainly are. It's really funny, actually, because we have had a real blast recording the episodes we've already recorded. And and we've had some great guests on as well, and we've got some more lined up. But one of the things that really, for me, that really made me realise that, yeah, this was, the three of us together were really, the right three, was when we did our very first episode and we talked about why we wanted to do this. And we said, all of us were kind of like, well, it's a bit of a no-brainer, isn't it? We just couldn't see the weirdness in what we were doing. It was like, well, it's pretty normal, isn't it? It's quite, well, why wouldn't we do this? So find your tribe. There are other people like you out there, okay? You are not the only one. Those of you that have heard me speak know I talk a lot about square pegs finding their square holes. Your square hole is out there for you somewhere. And in the meantime, come and have some fun with us in the Entrepreneur Sushi Club until you find your tribe. We'll help you even.
Yeah, most definitely. We will most definitely be helping you gain more clarity and have fun while we're on this entrepreneur journey. And one more thing, you might be wondering, why are they announcing a Entrepreneur Sushi Club podcast without the sushi? Woon, why don't we have sushi?
It's a really good question.
But it's an easy question. We're in lockdown. We cannot just pop out to the supermarket anymore. I'm not sure. For me, it's an essential. So I think I'm going to try and get some this afternoon. And they say just go out for essentials. But yeah, unfortunately, we are in a global lockdown. Literally, the whole world has quite literally come to a standstill. Who would have thought, eh? And that's why we haven't got our sushi here to share with you. But you can guarantee on future lives, hopefully, fingers crossed, that we will be, that we will have our sushi with us. But if you want to know what our entrepreneur and business owner guests love about sushi, join into the podcast, because they will be sharing that with you, their favorite sushi, how it relates to their business, all kinds of things, all things sushi and all things business.
Most definitely. And in one of our episodes, you will get a live demo of the very, very transformational process Gail went to. So stay tuned for that one, because, ladies and gentlemen, you will want to listen to that podcast, especially right now with coronavirus and lockdown everywhere in the world.
Yeah, definitely. That was quite an exposing process. So yeah, loved it.
So Woon, what can people expect in the future? Tell us, as you are our in-house podcast expert.
Yeah, I mean, I think what's going to happen is that with more and more people trying to, being in lockdown, we are all sort of looking for quality content and something lighthearted. And that's one of the reasons why this podcast is such an exciting podcast to be part of. And that's, to me, is one of the reasons why it's I want to be part of this, and why we want to invite you guys to be part of this. And so I'm just excited here to be able to learn from the conversations that we'll be having.
That's a really good point, actually, Woon, when you say about people wanting quality content, but they want light-hearted content. People also want to be able to do what we're doing. They want to be able to launch their own podcasts as well. And we're here especially with our skills. Remember, we are the Entrepreneurs Sushi Club. We're here to support you through that as well. Between us, we've got a wealth of business growth development, branding, personal branding, communications, marketing, technical, so many skills. And the aim of this Entrepreneur Sushi Club, as well as, we're sharing our love of sushi, is to be able to genuinely support people as they now start to reposition themselves, start to rediscover what their real passions are, and then want to actually go online. So come and join us.
Most definitely. Well, thank you all for watching and experiencing this very special announcement that has all three of us excited and scared at the same time, because we're releasing it into the world.
It's our baby.
It's our baby. We have to let it go right now. But we're excited and we're committed to generate more episodes and keep going, because the world needs us right now, and to share a hopeful message for the future, because I truly believe that we will, each and every one of us has the skills to go through this challenging times with a breeze and with fun, and we are here to support that. So listen to the podcast, subscribe to the podcast, become part of our community, and we're here to support you with whatever you need in these times.
Absolutely.
So don't forget to check us out on Spotify. We are called the Entrepreneurs Sushi Club, and you can also join us at our Facebook group.
Yeah, come and join us. I'm looking forward to hearing all about your favorite sushi. And if anybody is out there that's actually making their own sushi, please share some recipes. Share your recipes with us. That'd be great.
Cool. Well, ladies and gentlemen, have a very happy day today. Enjoy the sun wherever you are in the world. And we'll see you on the next one.
See you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.